Ladies and gentlemen, this is our opening bout on Bareknuckle TV. It is a catchweight bout scheduled at 200 pounds. And now introducing to you first, the fighter to my left, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 2 wins, no losses. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 200 pounds, fighting out of Crestview, Florida, presenting Cody Herbert. And now, introducing to you out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 4 wins, 4 losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 202 pounds, fighting out of Stark, Florida, presenting Javanis Ross. Is sponsored by LaMelos.
Matt Perino, our ring announcer. Matt Perino took this fight on a couple hours' notice himself.
You can tell a little bit different way that Javanis is carrying himself right now. He looks a little more confident, said he had more time to prepare this fight. He's in better shape.
Physically fitter.
And he was sneaky fast in the beginning of that round, the first round of the last fight before he got tired. So let's see how it translates.
And it's fascinating what can motivate you, you know. Realizing you let yourself down, that will push you to see what you're capable of tonight.
Well, both guys really look like they want to step. Oh, jab and an uppercut right at the back end of it.
Nice combo.
Herbert smiles. Giovanni was trying to shake him at the weigh-ins, and Herbert was like, look, dude, I'm coming to fight, right? I'm coming to fight.
The uppercut works good countering the jab if you're fighting a guy who doesn't like throwing a lot of lead hooks, because it can open yourself up for a hook. But as far as a guy that only throws a jab, it actually can sneak and come right underneath him.
There was that sneaky right hand. Boy, that flipped him.
Herbert paused long enough to give a grin, and that was an error.
Big right hand. Nice precision shots to be hurt like that.
Look at Herbert.
Herbert ate that like it was nothing, and that was a hard shot.
But look at his face already. This is the bare knuckle element to this. Bone on bone tears flesh, and it sounds different. You can hear it in here. I'm sure you can hear it at home as Cody tries to establish the jab again. Look at look how red he is. This is bare knuckle.
I like how Herbert's trying to keep a little bit of head movement. Oh, beautiful double there.
Nice shot.
Yeah.
Super unexpected, just lowered down and drove straight in.
Yeah, and even though Herbert started to try to sprawl and get his hips down, Ross was so deep, he was just able to drive him over to his back.
Just full commitment on the drive. Now, he's going to look for elbows here.
Arm bar here.
Yeah, there's an arm bar. Go belly down here. And remember, he tapped out to an arm bar last time. He is not tapping out to it this time.
The angle's off now. This should not break. If he can step over again with his left foot, he'll be out of it.
That gets Herbert to the back door now as he joins his hands. He'll look to knee the thighs.
Good move by Herbert, recognizing he didn't have it to get up.
Yep. Yeah, you see as he comes up, he's got one weapon free. Sometimes this is a simple game. Control with enough of your body to keep a weapon free.
That was an example of the difference without the gloves. You saw how he snuck that arm up under the armpit. Easy to get it through without the gloves.
In general, just even clinching and locking up. I mean, I don't know how many times you've ever had your hands wrapped and put on gloves and try to train.
It's difficult.
It's extremely difficult. Yes. It changes grappling. It really does. It's the gloves
the ankle,
something for strikers.
The ankle, and then striking. Herbert's doing exactly what you want to do in a visceral fighting style like this, which is keep a hand free and hammer. And now he turns to the back.
The only thing he could have done there also was he would have drove weight forward. Whenever you're on someone's back, you're having the turtle position, you want to constantly be driving where their weight is on their hands. If they can pull their weight up to their hips, they can clear their hands, and they can also get to a foot and stand up.
Isn't this interesting, I think, the idea that of the two choices, one, maybe we're allowing ourselves to strike, but the other we're controlling, and there's always that trade-off back and forth. Herbert again with the jab.
Constant balance.
Oh, big right hand.
Snuck one through as Herbert was punching.
And now right into the mouth.
Yep. Giovanni came to fight. He was right. Herbert's, I think, smiling.
Well, Herbert said that he's the only kid from Ohio that didn't wrestle. And that might be something he could be using right now to his advantage in the open over wrestling background.
Herbert in the Air Force, you have to get permission from your commander to fight. Commander is now watching. His cousin fought Robbie Lawler in 2001 as commander. And now punches through the guard. Tough to block and just use that headgear block with the small unwrapped weapons.
I hope he got the permission because his commander's going to know he was in a fight when he shows up for work on Monday.
He did. There's going to be so many interesting details, but you'll notice how much smaller the weapon is without the gloves. Now driving to the jaw with the left knuckles.
This is a completely different Javanis Ross than we saw last time because he's been already put in a couple of bad positions and not one hint of give up in him.
Well, we've had a close round up to this point. I definitely feel like for Ross, this is going to seal the 10-9 going in his direction. If he can finish this last minute off, staying in the mount, I think it makes it an easy round to put in the scoreboard.
And they're just the old school far corner push. And now let's see as Herbert will strike from the top.
Good luck scoring this round now, Frank.
Yeah, you just messed up my whole thing.
It depends how much he can land here because Ross was able to get some big punches through.
Yeah, if he doesn't do much damage here, I still might lean towards Ross because the fact he had such a dominant position. You know, they both caught each other's shots. Right.
Which he achieved from buzzing him on one punch and then moving straight to the mouth.
Yeah, and actually both significant punches that hurt were on the receiving end of Cody Herbert. First one real bad. That second one, before he shot the double, led him to the mouth. So I think, again, I would slide towards Ross winning this round, even though he's finishing in the guard. No real damage really delivered here on his half.
I was talking to Dean Toole, our matchmaker, and I mean, Dean puts on almost a show a week these days with Island Fights and iKON, and he's like, man, there's just something different. Like, you hear these punches different, even from the bottom. When a guy punches with the bare knuckle from the bottom, you hear it. Crazy round.
I'll be surprised if the scoring comes into effect. These guys came to fight. I don't think this one's going the distance.
Dan, legend. I don't know how many decisions we're going to see tonight.
I don't think we're going to see one in this fight.
No.
The fewer the better.
That was one round, right? Because it feels like three.
Yes. Well, there was a lot that occurred during that round. We had great exchanges, both guys. I still feel that Ross came out on the winning end of it, even though Herbert had his moments of landing a few shots. But that takedown at the end of the mount, I think, really sealed it off for him.
This one.
Some of these
Look at the wobble.
Here.
Nice.
Little wobble. And as he's smiling and goofing here, which is part of the game, and that knee to the forehead cut him. You'll see the blood right there already. And here, bing, overhand right, and then the uppercut hook.
Yeah, a combination he's gone to many times there. Great right-hand hook off the backside. And good job on Herbert to be sitting there, be mounted, and know, okay, I got to make something happen. To gut down and push through that to end up inside the guard.
That was a great round of fighting.
Great round of fighting. I credit Javanis Ross, too. You know, there's a guy who's very self-aware. He said, I'm ready this time. I'm highly focused. I'm motivated.
Easy to admit to your weaknesses. Most humans don't do it.
But this is a key to actualizing your potential, Frank.
100%. You have to acknowledge something before you can ever deal with it. You know, if you ignore a problem, unless it goes away on its own, you can't fix it. Yeah. And the fact it's your own problem, a mistake you made mentally, you have to address it.
Cody going back to the jab, very smart. Dan, did you think we would be learning life lessons here tonight at Gamebred Fighting Championship?
I did not.
Are you?
But I'm impressed. I'm impressed by Javanis coming out. He's already thrown elbows. He's thrown uppercuts. He shot a double leg. Far cry from the guy that was gassed out so hard the first round last time we saw him.
Amazing what less than 24 hours of notice can help you with.
So, and let's establish this right now as these two are fighting for underhooks. Yeah, Javanis with the two underhooks. Let's establish this right now.
Good,
fighting in a cage takes a certain kind of person. Fighting bare knuckle in a cage in mixed martial arts takes a completely next level.
It's funny. You're absolutely right. I wouldn't think in many areas you get a gym full of MMA guys go, hey, man, there's no way you can get me to do that. And when I've told people my interest in doing the bare knuckle fighting, almost across the board, everybody in the gym is like, no way. I'm like, really?
Yeah, it might be screw loose to fight in the first place and screw loose and daddy issues to fight bare knuckle.
I am learning a lot tonight. And that's Herbert. The difference in the two shots is Herbert actually, well, did he get DDT'd there? Herbert didn't commit and drive, but he did turn the corner. Now he's on top. 3.5 minutes is a long time.
He lucked out that Ross made an extremely bad decision there to pull guard. Unless he finishes in a triangle.
Which
he's starting to do. He's got got
still
this.
say a bad decision, even though it turned out well for
Look
him.
at the right elbow
Yep.
now.
Oh, he has it.
Oh, he's got it. No. Oh, he's tapping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. Unbelievable stuff for Javanis Ross. Cody Herbert fought his guts out, but
They
Javanis
both
Ross
rough.
came.
Oh, yeah, that was a beautiful fight, guys.
Wonderful fight. And Frank, you're right. And a lot of the time you'll look and say, because the result was good, that means the decision was good. That's not always the case.
No.
Just because we got a result doesn't mean it's a high percentage
I'm
choice.
a very results-driven individual, but you can't fall in love with that because sometimes results, there's factors that equate into that working. Somebody else making a mistake. I can't incorporate that in your strategy because I'm like, well, yeah, if you get a guy that messes up, you made a good decision. But let's always treat it like we're going to make the fighter we're going to face always going to make the right decision at all times. So that way you're always fact-based, you're percentage-based.
Philosophically speaking, we want to make high percentage choices
100%.
in there, but sometimes the risky shot or the unexpected shot works.
Slam,
that's right. Javanis Ross, number one, fought to stay in the fight. That's the key. Both men did that. And then Javanis Ross took that chance, and he landed the triangle. And former heavyweight champion of the world, Frank Mir, is going to go interview him.
Excellent fight. Excellent fight. Both guys had some adversity in the fight. Neither guy backed off 1 second of that fight.
Dan, there was the turn. See where that one big quick, there's the triangle. Look at the framing. That frame is a good place to start, but we're already deep, Dan.
I mean, he already had his moment of awareness to avoid that position prior to that clip. And just not a good job of being aware of what his position was by Herbert. And like you had said earlier, you can't rely on those mistakes when you're making the decision to end up on bottom.
But it is interesting. It's not always, you don't necessarily have to do something wrong for me to catch you. But in this case, you know, tired, wet, exhausted, Javanis Ross lands the triangle.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 12 seconds in round number 3. Declaring the winner by triangle choke, Javanis Davis.
He got the win bonus, and he will get to talk to Frank Mir. Those two men were in a fight, Dan.
Yes, they were.
Jeez.